So, welcome to this particular class on project report, and hopefully, this would be the last topic of this particular third unit. And the break-even analysis we will discuss in next class or next unit. The proper topic is there. So, what exactly project report means? Why we need to prepare a project report? Altogether, we have already discussed in last few lectures about the project formulation, how to formulate project, and then what are the different steps in formulation of the project, project identification, project selection, project formulation, what exactly it contains in your project report. So today we will try to address that a brief contents of your project report. But before that, let us start. Why we need project report? And this thing is very important, need of project report, because unless until you are not able to understand the need of project report, you will not give due consideration, due concentration, and due focus on preparation of project report. This project report is usually considered as the blueprint of the business, blueprint of your idea, blueprint of your startup. So it has to be in proper, structured, standard manner. It must be in presentable form, and it is a document which is asked every time, whether it is the starting of your business, or it is your mid of your business, or even it is your completion of project. Then also you will be asked for the blueprint, and many time this is a legal document which is usually referred for any kind of requirement or information about the project. So that is why it is always very sensitive to put information into your project report, because that become a base document for every stakeholders means, say for example, you want finance. So in that case, investor will be interested to know your detailed project report, DPR. This DPR terminology you must have heard in during this metro projects, which is going on in Kanpur and in Delhi also, Bangalore also, Lucknow also. So they talk about that DPR is submitted, DPR of metro. So detailed project report is basically a document which is very important for not only for investor but for every stakeholder. Why we talk about investor? Because based on that DPR, investors are investing into money, into your project, investing their money into project. Say for example, 2 days back, I was just going through a news, and I am also connected with the owner of Biocon Industries, and she posted a particular MOU and photographs also, that Biocon company has entered into MOU with Bangalore Metro City project, and this Biocon company will invest and develop one particular metro station in Bangalore. Now, this funding, this investment is basically an outcome of the project report DPR submitted to various bodies. Obviously, Biocon also considered that project report every possibilities, and as a part of their consideration, that was the document which was taken into consideration for investment. Now I am not very clear at this moment whether that investment was a part of corporate social responsibility, or that investment by Biocon was a non as a the business MOU, business understanding. So but the thing is that no, project report is required for investors also. Project report is required for technical consultant also. Project report is required for government also, for consumer also, for common society, for common people, society even. So for all stakeholders who do have some stack into your project, they will require detailed project report and information about that. This project report is also very much necessary for the approvals, for the necessary statutory approvals, for your licensing, for your funding, for your subsidy, for your taxation. So for each kind of approval, you need a project report. Every time you will apply, they'll ask for a DPR. So that is why it is very crucial document. Now, apart from this approval, when your project is going on, ongoing project, your project starts, right? Now, in between, after some time, if you want to know that what is your progress of project report, so you can refer this project report for tracking of the performance. What is the, how much is completed, how much is to be completed. The cost management is very essential, because project report, more than 50% crucial focus of all the stakeholder is on costing, financing. That means what is the cost of project? Very clearly, fundamentally you understand what is the total cost of project, from where you are managing that project cost, and in return of taking that money from those sources, what you will give them. That means right now, at the time of taking money from some company, some investor, you must be giving some commitment. We will return you 10% interest, we will give you stack in our ownership, we will give you this much of benefit. So what commitment you are making. So cost management is very important to understand how much cost is required, from where you are managing, and what commitment you are giving them. And this is very important. This must be very clear and specifically written down in black and white. This project report is also important to understand the risk associated with the business, because project report involves every detail, and when you are implementing it, the information is very important, that which particular step is very crucial, high risk zone, low risk zone, and what is the progress, whether you are entering into high risk zone or not. So that is very important. Similarly, project report is also important for this visibility. Visibility means common understanding for public. I say stakeholder, public is also a stakeholder, common man. So if DPR of metro is submitted, so any common man can ask for that DPR and see it. So what are the components of the project report? That is also important to understand, to put here, because this is the main aim of this particular lecture. So in component of the project report, we have general information. We need to justify the project rationale. Little bit project description must be there, and that too in detailed manner. Market potential, market study, market analysis, marketing analysis, that is also important in that. Who is the customer, where is the market, how you will deliver to the market. So all these things must be there. Then financial issues, financial analysis, that we discuss in cost management, that how much cost a project and from where you are managing these the amount or funding, and then what commitment you are giving them. Then you must show the projected revenue model. Say for example, you say you will invest 10 rupees. In 6 months, you will get 5 rupees back. In next 6 months, you will get 6 rupees back. So after 1 year, you will get your money back. Like something, you must project that what revenue will come in future. And statutory approvals, licensing, registration, and then economic and social variables you must include. What is the general information that must be there in your business? So in general, it is there that background of the business must be there. Background of the business means if any particular project is being promoted by any business group, then background of the business, then similarity or dissimilarity of the businesses, a proposed project and the business, promoters profile, all the promoters qualification, experience, proven capabilities, etc. So everything about the promoter must be included in this. Who are the main promoters with their detailed information? Long-term and short-term corporate objectives. With this project, what are your long-term goals, long-term objectives you want to achieve, and what are the short-term objectives you want to achieve? So this must be very clearly spelled out in the project report. Name of the project with the brief description. We will discuss about the project description also. In Rationale, you must justify that this project is most appropriate and justify that in this situation, in this condition, in this circumstances, or in this environment, in this ecosystem, this project is the appropriate one. So justification must come, rationale must come. Motive of the project must be very clear. You must show pro and cons of the project. If you are doing this project, what will and what are the cons of this project? And along with long-term and short-term, activities, objectives, activities, interest, and long-term issues and short-term issues associated with that project. In project description, I've just given a little bit more in detail. You must include name, title, type of the project, product, segment, locations, approval of the land, location, site, product detail, which product you are going to manufacture. Whether it is product or it is service, you must give detail. What are the inputs required? Raw material, manpower, electricity, money, knowledge, technology, machinery, equipments. So everything must be given in this. Capacity and technology. Obviously, you must give that which technology you are using. And then what is the capacity? That means capacity is required to understand whether there is a potential to expand this business on the existing capacity or not. Quality control system. How you will control the quality? Market and customer segment. Where is the market? Who are the customer? What type of market? So every information must be included in project description. Operating plans. You must give operating plans, business models. What is your business model? How you will get revenue? How you will earn profit? How much profit you will earn? When it will achieve your break even, gestation period. Production of goods or services. So talk about production of those things. Operational plan. Operational plan simply says that in 1 month we will achieve this, 2 months with this, 3 months this, 4 months this. So everything must be in planned way. Financial plan, that you need requirement of the finance in next 3, 4, 5 years, whatever. And then how are you going to meet out those financial requirement? So you must give these details. Then management structure, who will be owner, who will be manager, what is the structure of that hierarchy. Then business structure. Management structure is that if you are a company, so who are the general manager, DGM, AGM, manager, assistant manager. Structure of ownership means the board structure, the corporate level structure. Then SWOT analysis is a very crucial aspect of any project, which says that what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what opportunities you are looking at, and what are the threat you are perceiving right now. So this thing is very crucial. Most of the stakeholders are interested in SWOT analysis. Then we need to understand about the market, marketing, market strategy, market potential. So you must understand about the brief description of the type of market, chief influence, the factor which influence the market, the main player of the market description, reason for starting business in a particular market. Say for example, you say you will start in Kanpur. So what are the reasons? Target clients. Where are the target customers? Advantages of the service offered by the new businesses. That means when your project come on floor, what would be the advantages? Along with that, you can also mention disadvantages, if any. Market consumption pattern means how the consumer is moving over the period of last 1 decade or 2 decade. This analysis is important. You must understand what customer thinks right now, what customer was thinking, and what customer will think. Past and existing supply chain, supply location. That means from where this demand was met in last decades or last few decades, how this demand is being managed at present, means from where the supply comes. Production prospects and limitations. When you produce any particular product, then you look at whether you should produce or you should simply outsource it to production, because now it is things are very much outsourced. If you go to purchase a car, rarely you will find that the engine is of manufactured by a particular company, and rest all 70, 80%, 90% parts are manufactured in outsourced manner. So production prospects and limitations you must understand of your project. You must look at that export import. Suddenly government changes policy and start importing the product you are interested in, you are projecting your business in, and then suddenly your business start facing another competition. Price structure. What keeping in view the customer, what price you want to put, whether you want lower price to take entry into market, or you want to keep high price to take entry into the market. So it depends that what price structure you are going to look at. Likewise, the flexibility of the demand, whether seasonal demand is there or not seasonal demand is there, or demand is rigid, or demand is regional or locational things. So you must look at about the market. Client behavior means customer. If it is service, you must understand about client behavior. Purpose, intention, test approaches, inclinations, and needs. Obviously, these are the very details about the client behavior or customer behavior. Supply network and marketing rules formulated by the government. That means government rules regarding market. Because sometimes, say for example, in telecommunication, government do have several bodies to control the market regarding the pricing, regarding the competition level, regarding the unfair practices, regarding networking, many things. So it must be looked into. Capital structure or sources of finance, obviously financial analysis we look at. So broadly you can understand that preliminary expenses must be very clearly mentioned in that. Investment expenditure means what is the total cost of the project, and from where you are managing, who is investing, and what is the value of the entire project. What are the sources of finance, from where whether you are choosing more than one source, and how you are managing that money. Methods of investment, whether you are directly investing or you are indirectly investing. Say for example, I would mention the yesterday's example of government. Finance minister declared one thing that we'll give 10,000 rupees voucher on Diwali occasion to all our central government employees. Now look at, they say that this is kind of a bonus. This is a kind of scheme, or this is a kind of the government's election agenda people are considering. But look at, 10,000 rupees is given in form of voucher, right? And then they are saying that this voucher you can encash when you purchase on the occasion of Diwali, and before March 21 you have to utilize it. That means you have to purchase it, you cannot keep it. Second thing, my point is, in this case, I look at the example that if Reliance company says that we will give 10,000 rupees voucher to all employees as a bonus, and they are supposed to purchase from GeoMart. So look at, 5 to 28% business that GeoMart is taking as a tax, which government would be taking as a benefit, plus some benefit GeoMart will be taking out of your purchase. So out of 10,000 rupees, they are saying that they are giving you bonus, they are giving you a scheme, but ultimately they are doing a business, and 3 to 4,000 rupees they will earn out of you. Like government, by March 21, whichever purchase you will make, GST from 5% to 28%. Now look at, out of 10,000 rupee voucher, as a financial person, if you look that 28%, which bank can give you 28% in 6 months? Not even in 1 year. Economy is very down, and even if you put 10,000 rupee in bank, you will get 7%, 6%. If you put in somewhere shares, maximum 8%, 9%. Economy is not giving return of 8, 9%, 10% right now. But government is getting 28% per 6 months if you purchase a product which is costing 28% GST, something like, and 6 months, it means 56% annually, if you consider it. So even if 28%, I say 5%, okay, look at 5%, because GST ranges from 5% to 28%. So government is not giving government employees something different, rather government is doing business with the employees. What I perceive with this, because it is not that it is kind, you are going in back edges, where the farmers were saying that okay, we will not be giving you the money to laborers, we will give the crop to laborers. The kind payment was there. So this is kind of kind payment bonus. So it is very important. Sometime when you start a project, some investor says that we will not give you money, but yes, we will construct your main office. So maybe method of investment you need to look at. What is the method of investment? Anticipated productivity. What productivity, what production you anticipate? Fund flow of the project report. We have discussed this cash flow analysis. Then fund flow is very important to understand, and fund flow statement is separately issued by the CA of the company, which says that what is the flow of the fund and what is the utilization level, and there are different parameters which must be very clearly mentioned in your project report. Projected revenue model. This thing is very important. Cost invested, revenue forecasting must be based on scientific manner. If it is totally new project, non-repeating, then your forecasting become difficult, because no history is available, no past data is available. So you have to be more scientific in that case. Break even, what is break even? What is gestation period? That means what is the period after which you start earning profit? Projected profitability, it is very important. Someone says that okay, the 30% profit is there, 40% profit is there. So this you will project, but your success depends that your projected profitability is very close to real profitability model or not. The success rate is directly proportional to the closeness of the projected profitability to your real profitability. So you can understand that projection must be very strong. Unforeseen expenses during that initiation of the project and then during project. So this thing must be very clearly mentioned, those factors. Statutory approvals, legal structure. Statutory approval means whether registration with the DIC is there or registration is not required, or simply GST registration is required, taxation registration is there, license is required or not, certificate of operating business is required or not, or achieved or not, registration in various bodies for different rebates or bounties or benefits. So these all the statutory approvals, because there are some businesses in which you can start business only after getting all the statutory approvals ready. So in project it must be there, it must be written down what is required and what is the status of statutory approvals. Economic and social variables includes your talking about how your project addresses the pollution control, effluent treatment, etc. How your project is addressing this employment generation in the local area. Whether your project encourages smaller units, tiny sector industries to grow, or your project is just superseding those tiny sector. Whether your project is based on local resource utilization or not, whether local manpower is there or local raw material is there or any other resource. Whether your project is having anything concerned with the social harmony in the area. If it is so, then you need to address it. You need to spell out, because you can look at the current example that I am looking at with the social harmony is that yesterday you must have seen one news that Titan company withdrew a particular advertisement which was telecasted just one day before, launched one day before. Yeah, Tanisk, sorry, it is not Titan, Tanisk. So in that Tanisk, you can understand that what is the overall advertisement. You must have seen it, and in that advertisement you can look at that Tanisk Tata Group has withdrawn that particular advertisement within 24 hours. The reason being that looking at the some issues which social media raised regarding the social harmony. Altogether, Tata Group is saying that this advertisement promotes social harmony, but some group of society took it as in a different way and considered that it is a disturbance between religion, and it promotes something else. So looking at these aspects, social harmony, the company immediately took action and withdrew this particular advertisement. You can go to YouTube and you see advertisement, and then you yourself can decide. But sometimes it happens that you take decision not because of your own thinking, but because of that what other people, society thinks of. And since Tata Group is very much concern about the social organization and taking care of the social responsibility. So they were very sensitive. Even though there are other companies, I know, and there are some issues with them, but they are not taking care of. Might be because of they are very much in influence of the government, or they know that nothing is going to happen. But it is not that what government is doing; it is the society. What society is doing. I believe that in last 2 days, with this approach, even Tata Group was already, you know, in very positive, uh, you know, understanding of mine. But in last 2 days, this decision has added one more star to Tata Group. What I feel, because they are so much sensitive, even though they tried to promote harmony, but if one segment of society is feeling it something hurted, so they are taking care of this. So that is why I say, if your project is concerned with some social issues, some economic issues, so it must be addressed. It must be addressed whether you are corporate, company or business, or you are starting a new project. Suppose you start a project of um, distillation, beer manufacturing unit is you establish in particular rural area. Then obviously, the people of one way, your aim would be to provide economic strength to that rural area, right? But since you are manufacturing beer, so the society may understand or take this action, your project, as that their uh, families would be, the families new generation would be you know involved in that drinking and all, and this way they will have problems and problems, and their economic condition would go down. You say you will improve their economic condition, but they feel it that their economic condition is going to down after this project. So all these issues must be addressed in your project report, because otherwise the government may not give you clearance, and obviously overall development of that area, it's very important. So these points which we have covered, these are not the exclusive list, but yes, they are main points, core points, which must be taken care of, which must be looked into, because stakeholder looked these issues, these points, and they want these points to be addressed in your project report. And that is why it is very important to give focus on your preparation of the project report. So this is all about on project report.